Hey y'all, welcome back to the Crazy. I'm Leslie. This is Phat Cat Flossing, a channel about cross stitch, and today is Tuesday, January 21st, 2020, and I'm here to talk to you about my 2019 finishes. I wouldn't say I was organized about talking to you about the finishes, but I'm going to talk about them anyway. Today's been a little bit of a challenge. They posted the city. I live in a little bitty city of about 1,500 people. We don't even have a red light here. It's an older community and the infrastructure is somewhat lacking. And so last night the mayor put out a Facebook post saying that the water was going to be turned off at 7:30 this morning for some length of time. I did manage to get a shower and brush my teeth. And I got the dishwasher started in time that I think it'll run. But I have a whole bunch of pitchers of water and a bathtub full of water and water sitting everywhere in my house because water is something you don't want to be without. So today's going to be a little challenging, but we're going to get this done anyway. For those who ask, my third pair of yoga pants is still missing in action somewhere. All the laundry's done and folded and put away and hung up and all that kind of stuff, and I don't know where they are. Who knows? If it's not one thing, it's 25 others. But anyway, I had, when I counted up, last week I counted up my whips, and I think I had, guess who's here? That's Prissy, come to visit again. But because I'm sitting at the lengthwise position of the dining room table, I don't think she has room to come over here. We'll see. But anyway, it's gonna be one of those days. Last week I counted up my whips, and I think I brought 22 whips into 2020. I think I discarded a total of 4, but 2 of those I plan to be restarts. At least I think that's what it came out to. Who knows? Prissy baby, please don't walk on mommy's cross stitch. Before I forget to talk about it, and I did not bring all the stuff in here today to show everybody, but I wanted to do this at the beginning of the video because there are some people that don't watch through to the end. So in December of last year, I rolled over 3,000 subscribers, and I'm doing a 3,000 subscriber giveaway. That giveaway will include a project bag. I didn't bring those with me either, but you can choose either the envelope style Vana bag with the Velcro closure or a zipper style primitive stitcher type bag. I watched her video tutorial to make those. As your prize, that includes 3 patterns, one of whom is a fairly recent Plum Street. I think there's a Prairie Schooler Fairy, and I don't remember what the third one is. There's a fat quarter of linen, some Thread Heaven, a couple of other little goodies, maybe some silk, that kind of stuff. Anyway, all you had to do to enter the 3,000 subscriber giveaway is comment on one of the videos between, I think, like the last week of December, and I'm running that giveaway through February 1st. And all you have to do is be a subscriber, like the video, be over 18, so 18 or over, so you can give me your address, and don't say giveaway, contest, all that kind of stuff. I'd make a comment on one of those videos, and I believe the video numbers were 93, 94, 95, and this will be, I'm pretty sure this is video number 96. But all you have to do to be entered is leave a comment. I will aggregate those comments onto a spreadsheet. If you comment on more than one video, you'll be entered more than one time. If you comment something ugly, I'll delete your comment and you won't be entered. But other than that, that's all you got to do. And I'm going to draw for those on February 1st. I also have another giveaway for another pattern. Go back to one of the last 2 videos to look for more information on Rufus. And I will draw for that when I do my next regular FlossTube. Excuse me. I'm sorry, pardon me. But anyway, let's get started on seeing what I got done last year. These are not going to be in order, and I did not look up what I stitched everything with. So if I remember, I will comment on them. If I don't remember, then I won't. And you can look back, but they're all mentioned at some point during my, over 2019 in one of my videos. And they're not in chronological order because I store my finishes in a project roll. This is made from Vanna's tutorial on making a project roll. It was quite easy to make. You can make your own. I do not make these for sale. But that's how they're stored, and they're put in there with just the bigger ones on the bottom and the smaller ones on the top. So that's how these are going to be shown for the most part. So anyway, to get started, number 1, this is 2019 Fragments in Time from Summer House Stitchworks. And I believe this is my one and only project on 46 count. I do not remember what the linen is. I probably stitched this somewhere the latter part of the summer. I don't think I'll be doing any more on 46 count. I can see it fine to stitch on it. My problem is I stitch in hand using the sewing method, and when the threads are that close together, it's very difficult to work the needle through them in one motion versus doing the poke and pull thing. So anyway, turned out very cute. I do plan to make a little pin pillow out of this. I also realized as I was getting this together that I have been very remiss on finally finishing everything this year. I got several things finished in 2018, meaning framed and or made up into flat folds or pillows or whatever. And this year I have, when we get a little further along, a couple little pillows to show you. But other than that piece I did a couple years ago that I framed to send off to my son, I haven't framed anything all year. I've just been lazy. I can finish. I just don't like to finish, so. But I think I've shamed myself into doing it, so I may spend the rest of the day finishing some stuff. But anyway, Fragments in Time, 2019 from Summer House Stitchworks. I don't remember the linen, although I do remember it's a 46 count. These are silks, just pulled from my collection to look similar to what was on the cover of the pattern. Okay, one down. And on most of these, I tend to send my patterns on to somebody else as giveaways once I'm done with them. So on most of these, I do not have the actual pattern to show you. This is Easter Notes from Shepherd's Bush. It looks like a little bitty pattern and should not have taken any time at all, but there are 3,092 color changes in it, and it took me a long time to do it. But I finished this before last Easter, and then I didn't do anything with it because I'm lazy. I just am like that. This is a fabric. It is a 36 count even weave from Hand Dyed by Rolanda. You can find her on Etsy. She does beautiful fabrics and threads. And I believe these are a few of the call for, but just mostly randomly selected from my thread stash. And I do believe I brightened up the colors considerably on this so they would show up on this brighter fabric. Number 3, if you're counting. This is, brain spell, Honeybee Hill from Blackbird Designs. Also a 36 count. I do not remember the linen. I'm pretty sure it's a Picture This Plus. I made some color changes in this. I started with the call for colors, but you'll notice on this B skep here, it's a very dark color and I didn't like it. So when I did the second B skep down here, I lightened the color up considerably. This is more what the front of the pattern looks like. So I did do some color changes. I changed a whole bunch of colors in this. And then I also changed the wording to say, be kind, be fabulous, be yourself. And I may yet go back and add the date here. I thought about that this morning when I pulled it out. But I need to get this framed up. It's very cute and I've got a place to put it. I just need to do it. 36 count, 1/2. Oh, I don't need to put the date on it. Date's over here. So it is ready to frame. 36 count, 1/2 miscellaneous threads from my stash is what it ended up being. I do remember this one. This was actually my first finish of 2019. This is Love Lives Here, which is a freebie pattern from Cecilia Turner, I think, of Heart in Hand. And I believe it is still available on her blog. This is 40 count Vintage Meadow Rue, maybe? For some reason that's popping into my head, but that may not be correct. And these are, again, miscellaneous silks from my stash. I really couldn't tell you what the colors were. This was a mania start for me. This is Swirly Bird and Flowers from SamSarah Designs. This came out as a club kit from the Silver Needle in, I think, 2017. It could have been 2018, but I don't remember for sure. But I thought it is super, super cute. It's meant to be finished like into a drum finish. And if and when I ever get around to actually doing anything, that's probably how I will finish it, because the kit came with all the pieces, parts to do that. I did not belong to that club. My budget frequently does not run to that. So I did find somebody on Stash Unload who was willing to sell me their club piece, and I love how this turned out. I think this was my second mania start last year, and I pretty much just stitched right through that because I thought it was so cute. I love the bright flowers. It's a 32 count. I may be lying about that. It may be 28 or 30. It's a Weeks Peoria purple, maybe, from Weeks. I do remember it being a Weeks fabric. And unusually for me, I stitched with 2 threads because I did want the really bright, dense pop of color in it. So, Swirly Bird and Flowers. I did this one last fall. This is my first strawberry I've ever done. Not that you'd know it because it's not made up into a strawberry. This is Dancing Sugar Plums from, it's the little booklet of 6 strawberry patterns that I don't remember the name of right now. But I thought it came out very cute. This is 36 count. Something. 36 count something. I don't remember what it is. It would be, like I said, in one of my videos from last year. But it's stitched with, I think this was one where I used some of the called for. I don't think I did this one in silk. Although I could be wrong, I just don't remember. Anyway, look further back, you can find it there. But that is Dancing Sugar Plums from Blackbird Designs. This one, I sort of remember. I stitched this, probably mostly in November-ish. I was tired of dark colors and I wanted something bright and springy. This is my favorite color palette, the bright springy colors. This is Spring Delivery from Plum Street. And it's done with a few of the called for colors and a lot of Victorian motto and miscellaneous stuff from my stash. And again, I don't remember what the linen is. I'm pretty sure this one is a Picture This Plus. It may be sand. Can't remember for sure though. But anyway, I love it. It came out very cute. I do need to get this one framed up in time for spring. Okay, I think that was all of the smaller ones. These are all, were all kind of stored in my roll with, you know, the bigger ones on the bottom and the little ones on top. So, the rest of my finishes are mostly big stuff. Mostly. This was my 2019 New Year's Day start. This is Love Never Fails from Barbara Anna Designs. It's a beautiful pattern. It's stitched 1/2 on 36 count. The thread conversion, these are Cherries Creation silks, and they are done what do I want to say? Julie McConnell from Reflections kitted this up for me with the Cherries Creation Silks. She did the conversion, and I'm extremely happy with how it came out. I did make several changes. Instead of whatever the date was shown up here at the top, I changed the date to show when Steve and I got married. And then down at the bottom, I put our initials. And you'll notice those were 2 tabby cats down there at the bottom, but I changed those to be Burmans, to be pointed cats, because that's what I have are Burmans. And again, I was very happy with how that came out. I think I finished that in November, maybe. Something like that. This is one of my, kitty on the table again. That is, I think that's Praline. This was my 2018 New Year's Day start, and I finished it, I think, the first week of January of last year. So I didn't quite make it to New Year's. I didn't quite do it in a year, but I did get it done just a little over a year. It's a beautiful piece. I saw the model of this framed up at the Silver Needle and ordered the kit from Shepherd's Bush. It is one of the most beautiful pieces of needlework I've ever seen framed up. I don't know that mine lives up to that, but it is a beautiful band sampler from Shepherd's Bush. It's got lots and lots of specialty stitches in it. And I enjoy doing most specialty stitches, but this was the first time I had done this. This little sucker here is called Swedish Weaving. Is that it? Yep, that's it. I hated that one. It ate my lunch. I didn't mind the 1/1. I didn't mind the Ukrainian white work. I didn't mind all the other fancy things. But that Swedish weaving, I was not a fan. But I have a frame for this one, and I really need to get it framed up. I have a place on my wall that it'll look great, and I'm very proud of it. So, like I said, this afternoon I may actually exert myself to get some finishing done. But very happy with this one. This was all the kitted silks and linen, which is, I believe, is a 32 count French vanilla is what they included in the kit. And the silks were a mixture of silken colors and Alvera Soie, I believe. I'm not positive on the brand of silk, although there were some thread gatherers in there. This is Low a Rose from Brightneedle. It was included in one of the Better Homes and Garden Christmas pattern, you know, the books where they have a bunch of different Christmas cross stitches. This was a mania start for me. Let go of that. No, ma'am. Sorry, cat dragging cross stitch off the table. Can't have that. Anyway, this was a mania start for me. I only did, I think I did 6 mania starts last year. This was one of them, and I got, I don't know, like this top corner done. And then, as usual, I moved on. And then in July, Diana, It Is Kismet, decided to do this. She did a non-birthday Sal, and I did finish it then last July. Very, very happy with how it came out. I do remember this is picture the 36 count, Picture This Plus Murmur, which is kind of a peachy, mottled peachy color. And mostly DMCs, a few Victorian mottos, 1/2, and I just made the colors up as I went along, looking what, I didn't really follow most of the called for on that. This is Joyeux Noel from Blackbird Designs. It's from the, Prissy, if you pull that off on the floor, I'm going to beat you with a broomstick. Sorry. This is from the, I think the booklet itself is called Joyeux Noel from Blackbird Designs. It came out, I believe, in 2003-ish. And Pam and Steph were kind enough to loan me the book so I could, they actually loaned it to me so I could get a border out of there to finish something else. And while I had it, I just decided I wanted to do this sampler because it is so pretty. These are miscellaneous silks from my stash, none of the recommended. And I did change because it was so pretty and I wanted to be able to leave it out all year, like I've ever gotten it out. But I did change the wording. It does not say Joyeux Noel. It says Bienvenue mes amis, which is welcome my friends. And I think it's beautiful. It's got a lot of specialty stitches. These are eyelets. There's four-sided stitch somewhere. Down here is four-sided stitch. I forget what else. Smyrna crosses up here. And I think there's some satin stitch and something else in there somewhere. But I was very, very pleased with how that came out. The linen is a 36 count. It's one of those printed ones, I believe, but I don't remember the name of it. But you could look back again at one of my earlier videos and get that information. Or if you desperately need to know, you could comment or message me and I would look it up. This is the Happy Heart sampler from Birds of a Feather. I was enabled to do this by Sheila and Kelly. God knows. I commented in one of my videos that I really wanted to do this. It was a unicorn and I was looking for it. And Sheila contacted me and said, if you want to do this, I have loaned the pattern to Kelly. Kelly says she's not going to do it right now, but she'll send it to you and then you can send it back. So that's what we did. And I stitched pretty steadily on this for, I don't know, 3 weeks to a month or so. I don't remember now exactly how long it took me to get it done. Nor do I remember what the linen is. It's a 36 count and it's a pretty neutral because I have mostly Picture This Plus fabrics in my stash because of the Fabric of the Month Club I belonged to. That's probably what it is. Again, I could look it up if you really needed to know. Somebody has asked me for my thread conversion on this because I did not do this in the recommended flosses. These are all miscellaneous color and cotton. I think I may have used 1 or 2 DMCs because I didn't have a color and cotton that would work, but this is almost all color and cotton floss. And I put all those back in my stash without writing it down, so I apologize that I cannot provide that conversion to you because I didn't write it down and I don't remember. But I love how it came out. I also made some changes in this. I changed this to be 2019 for the year. Trying to think what else I changed in here. Oh, I put Steve's and my initials here, and I changed the year again to be the year that we got married. And it seems like I changed something else, but I don't know. I'd have to watch the videos back too to see. But I'm very happy with how that came out. Okay. Then we get to something I actually did make at least a half-assed effort to finish. Back in June, I believe. May or June. June, I think. Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts and Deb from Canopied Stitches decided to do a style with this pattern. This is Basket Full of Cherries from Blackbird Designs, which I believe is one of the, now I've gone blank, Fragments of the Heart or something like that. No, they're from the Garden Club series, I think. I don't know. It's a Blackbird Designs. It's called Basket Full of Cherries. They did a sal on it last summer. And I did mine. This is 1/2 on 36 count. This is Antique Violet from XU Designs. One of my favorite linens of all times. She has beautiful linens. They are very soft and supple, but they have enough body that they're not difficult to stitch on. This one also has some specialty stitches. I believe these are Smyrna crosses down here at the bottom. I don't remember what else is in there. But I have it finished into what is meant to be a little pin pillow if I would ever stuff it. I have put interfacing on the back of here as per Vanna's instructions, and I would recommend her finishing tutorial for this to any of y'all. So I just need to get that stuffed and sewn up. And I plan to do that fairly quickly because I want to put out a little Valentine's display, and I think that would look pretty in there. At the same time I was doing that one, I did this one. This is from the same series by Blackbird Designs, but this one is called the Rarest Flower. And what I did differently on this one was, instead of a 36 count, which is my go-to for stitching, I decided I was going to try 40 count and see what I thought. I love the way stitches look on 40 count. I love the very small, neat stitches. My problem again is the sewing method. I have no problem doing that on the 36 count, and I see the 40 and 46 fine. I take my glasses off and I see them fine. That's not my issue. Again, it's the sewing method, doing the needle in and out of the threads, which I find to be much more difficult on anything 40 count or higher. So I actually started this one, did this one, and then finished this one because I wanted to basically stitch them at the same time and compare. And I have decided I'm sticking with 36 count. So this is the Rarest Bird from Blackbird Designs. And as you see, I have again started finishing the little pin pillow. I'm gonna get out the stuff and stuff them today. This one also had some specialty stitches in it. There's satin stitch here in the flowers. I guess the satin stitch in the flowers here and these down here are all. And both of these were done with miscellaneous silks from my stash. They are not in the recommended colors. And I did do some color changes like the bird. And this one is a much lighter color on the pattern, but I went with a bluebird. Okay. Then, excuse me again a second. I have something for you that's going to be hard to believe. 2 actual, ta-da, finishes. I think I actually finished these last June or so I could display them for the 4th of July last year. The first of these is In Full Glory from Blackbird Designs. And it seems to me like there was a motif or something I left off here. It is stitched with, I believe, most of the recommended colors. I backed it with just a little bit of patriotic fabric from my stash. Oh, I know what I changed in this one. For some reason, they had not made the tail of the eagle white, and it seems like the feet were the same brown color. So I changed the feet to a gold color and the tail to white in the eagle. But I think other than that, it's as charted. And I'm very happy with how that came out. It's been sitting up on my haul tree with all my other little patriotic things. Because patriotic, my living room is red, white, and blue, so patriotic goes well in my house year round. This was also a Mania start. This is red, white, and blue from Lizzie Kate. This was a kit that I bought from, it's a store in Ohio, a needlework store in Ohio. It's not Keepsakes. I don't remember the name of it now. This came as a kit from Lizzie Kate. I did use the provided wool and this little ribbon. I'm not crazy about how the little ribbon thing came out looking. I didn't do a good job of gathering it up. Again, finished with a patriotic fabric from my stash. And I'm very happy with how it came out. I think I used some of the call for if I had them in my stash. And then when I did not have, I just, finished up with whatever I could substitute, mostly Victorian motto. It seems like one of these was maybe Weeks Dyeworks Crimson because I got like to here and didn't have enough to finish that last row of the crimson. So I had to buy another skein of crimson to finish it up. But very happy with how that little kit turned out. It's very cute. It looks on the video to me like it's bigger than what it feels like when I hold it. But anyway, sits up there with this one and a couple of other little older patriotic finishes that I've got. Then the last complete finish, and this accounts for 13 finishes of my 32. This is Little Sheep Virtues and Sheep in the Meadow Little Sheep Virtues. The 12 Virtue patterns are from Little House Needleworks. The center pattern, Sheep in the Meadow, is from Country Cottage Needleworks. I started this in December of 2018 and finished it, I believe, around the 1st of December 2019, I think. Maybe the middle of December. I don't know. I got it finished before the end of the year, which actually surprised me. I'm very, very happy with how it came out. It is exactly 0 of the call for threads. I just pulled out a whole rainbow of Victorian Motto floss and used it. I did make a couple of changes. I changed the wording, other than changing all of the colors. I changed the wording on the center panel, which usually said, I can't see what y'all are saying, which usually says, sheep in the meadow singing their song, something like that. And I changed that to be, the Lord is my shepherd, you know, the first stanzas of the 23rd Psalm. And then, let's see, what else did I change? All of the colors. And then down here in the Joyfulness pattern, which is the December block, I did change the star in the sheep to be a metallic, and that is a sulky metallic. I usually abhor stitching with metallic threads. I found that sulky metallic to be as user-friendly as any metallic I've ever used. But I'm thrilled with how it came out, and I'm very happy to have it done. So, yay, Sheep Virtues. And then I had 2 more finishes, and that was the end. Last year for Emily C's birthday sal, she did a sal with Goat Load from Plum Street Samplers. And I have Goat Load and Henpeck and Snort Stack and Sheep Heap and Cow Pile, all from the same series. And my plan is to have done them all as one large piece. And I have finished 2 of the 5. And this one, the border is incomplete, but I have left that like that on purpose. So when I join it to the next piece, I can do something similar to what I did down here and overlap a little bit. I'll bring a little bit of that pattern over into here before I complete the border, just to kind of help tie them together. So for Emily C's birthday sal last March, I did Goat Load. And then sometime last summer, I also did Henpeck. So I have 3 more of these left to do on this fabric. This fabric is 36 count hand-dyed happiness from 36 count honey from Hand Dyed Happiness on Etsy. It's a beautiful fabric. I would like to stitch more on this fabric. It's got that warm tan, and then it's got hints of green and gold and a little bit of even a pinkish color in it. It's very, very pretty. So happy with where I am on that. I do plan hopefully to finish the rest of these this year. But those 2 bring me to 32 total finishes for 2019. I think I had 28 or maybe 29 in 2018. So I'm happy with that. I, actually finished a couple more. What I did not do as much of in 2019 was fully finishing. So I've got my work cut out for me with that. I need to get started on actually getting some of this stuff complete enough to hang up on my walls rather than just languishing in the project roll. Oops, nope, I forgot one. I did have one more finish, which brings me to 32. This is Home for Christmas from Plum Street. It was a kit from, I believe, Dying to Stitch. And it is stitched on one of their Dying to Stitch linens I don't remember the name of. Call for colors that came with the kit. I was disappointed because the call for colors are much more dark and drab than the colors that are actually shown on the front of the pattern. Tamara Bowen with Distana Stitches was kind enough to loan that, or to send that kit to me, and I have sent the pattern for this back to her. You may recall I had a little mishap with this. I left it on the floor, or I left it on my desk, and one of the cats knocked it down because, strings dangling off of this stuff. Knocked it down on the floor and proceeded to puke on it. And I was worried about trying to wash it because I was really afraid of those colors running. But I have On the advice of a lot of you guys, I have bought some of the color catcher stuff. I don't remember the name of it, but I think when I get done with this, that's my first thing, is to start this soaking and see if I can salvage it, because it does not smell nice. So before I even attempt to finish it, it needs to be soaked and see if it can smell like something besides cat puke. That's all I've done. 35 minutes for 32 finishes, not too bad. I don't think I have anything else I need to share with you guys. Don't forget to comment to be entered in the giveaway. I'm going to draw for that on February 1st. 18 or older, be a subscriber, because I will sort according to who's a subscriber before I put you on the spreadsheet. Like the video, make a comment. I'll enter you in the drawing for the project bag, the linen, the patterns, the whole hoop-de-doo. Thanks for coming by to visit, y'all. I appreciate you so much. I love interacting with you. I'm pleased and proud and just thrilled to share my cross stitch with you. I look forward to talking to you again soon. I'm going to go see if the water's on. Cross your fingers for me. Y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless.